All right, we just got down to the water. We're gonna get set up. So the pontoons have been assembled and stayed assembled since the last time I was on the water. So they've been assembled for about 3 days, 4 days even. And yeah, we're gonna see how they hold up. So you could assemble it, use it for 3, 4 days, whatever. And then when you're all done and you can't use it anymore, you can pack it all up into a tiny little amount of stuff and put it up in your house. So we're gonna see that process. Maybe tomorrow is when I'll fully pack the boat down into inside storage mode. So yeah, let's get on the water. Let's have some fun with it. Look at the geometry. It hangs off the car so much. Perhaps I could kind of front mount it a little bit more, but let's get into it, get on the water. You can see the beams are laid out. Just got everything out of the car. Big pile of crap on the beach. Yep, gonna get set up. And this big, beautiful body of water awaits us, so I'm trying to get set up quickly. All of the hose clamps are on. These two small beams here support the thinner front piece of plywood decking, and I don't even strap them down. I just let them rest and they don't go anywhere, so that's kind of cool. Well, after 4 days, the pontoons are just as sturdy as ever. Nothing really shifted around or messed around. All the support beams are attached now. Deck is on, and we're pretty much ready to get her in the water and then load her up with gear. So I'll show you how one person can do that. Okay, made a big mistake. I should have got the boat out into the water before putting the decking on by holding 2 of the support beams, and in that way I can lift it and carry it out to the water. Now it's a struggle. The straps are on the ground. I don't really want to drag them, so it's going to be this interesting kind of tic-tacking to get it in. So I'm going to film myself, and we're going to see how it might be possible to get the boat in the water after assembling it with just one person. We are out here off the shore. Once again, took about 2 hours. Show you a different side of the boat. There's the front of the boat, gear bins, space to lay down, the oars that I haven't assembled yet. So lucky for me, the tide is coming in. It's medium level right now, and it's coming in for the rest of the day. So I'll just have nice deep water to put my trolling motor in and kind of cruise around all these sick islands and kind of just explore the whole area. So this is what we're about to get into. And we'll stop off at some islands and check them out, see how the boat handles it. It's been assembled. The pontoons have been assembled for 4 or 5 days at this point. And they seem to be, and I've driven them probably 60 miles on the top of the car at high speed, highway speed, low speed, over bumps, everything. And they've definitely shown a little wear. Now, I am really curious if there is any water in them. When I pick them up and carry them, I'm not hearing water splashing inside of them. So I think they're dry inside and they're strong, so they can stay together, they can be taken apart, anything that suits your needs. If you want a pontoon boat that you can take apart and put in your apartment and build with all stuff you can get from Walmart and Lowe's, this is the project for you. I'm gonna work on kind of formalizing the plans, make a PDF, post it on some web space, and kind of share the link. So you could also probably figure out how to do it just from watching back on all the videos on the channel so far, and kind of formulating your own plan based on the stuff you have access to that is like similar. So there's an option. Yeah, we're just floating out here, no real destination. Want to check out some islands. It is a Saturday, so it's just super busy. A lot of kayakers out here. So we'll see what we get into. Mission number 1, stay the hell away from everyone. Mission number 2, land at some islands. Mission number 3, consume the drinks and snacks that I brought with me. All right. Woo. Loving life. Once I had the chance to get kind of all set up, get everything good and get offshore a little bit, I mean, I had a chance to reflect and just realize like how sick is everything, dude. I'm standing up on my own pontoon boat that I built from stuff at Walmart and Lowe's in this absolute paradise. I would call it a paddler's paradise. Shallow water everywhere. Motorboats can't even get in here. Clear water, so much wildlife, birds, fish, islands you can land on, and it's always typically calm water. And it's just like, it is a paddler's paradise, and I'm just so freaking lucky to be here on this boat, on this day, hanging out, floating around out here. Just can't explain, dude. It's unreal. It's just unreal. So we're loving life. Gonna get into some of these snacks. Didn't bring sunscreen, so even though it's cloudy, I need to get under my umbrella. And yeah, we'll keep floating around, see what we run into. But it's just, whew, I'm just absolutely in paradise right now. So, you see how happy I'm feeling and how fun this is for me. You too could be doing this. You know, either just follow what you've seen in the videos, or I will eventually publish like formal plans. I'm not very good at that type of thing, but I'll try. And do it yourself and get out there. It's so freaking awesome. I've already got plans for another boat. Basically, it's the same thing, but much smaller. Basically the size of a kayak or a sup. The 2 pontoons will be 10-foot long plumbing pipes, just 6-inch or 4-inch, and each pontoon is actually going to be 3 of those pipes clustered together, strapped together, so that you get nice and buoyant. And it forms this kind of triangle, a downward triangle. The skinny part of the triangle is downward in the water, and then there are 2 pipes that contact your platform, which give you a nice solid base. So these kind of triple cluster of pipe, 10-foot pipes, 2 of them about 2 feet apart from each other, 4 cross beams going across just like this boat, and then a 2-foot wide by 8-foot long deck. So basically this exact thing, but sliced in half with smaller pontoons that put you lower to the water, and then you kind of have yourself a little sup, catamaran sup, or kayak, or canoe, however you want to categorize it. So that is kind of the next thing. We're out here at one of my favorite spots. This little kind of inlet between 2 little islands. Can't really land on them. You can see in there, it's just muddy mangroves, but beautiful water. Everything's just still and quiet. I love it. And of course, we're on the bucket boat, the DreamBoat. Loving life. Okay, we're approaching this island right here. As you can see, those tall trees indicate that it's not just mangroves, but that there's some solid land here. And like right over my head is pretty much where we're trying to aim for, using just a kind of a push-pull style. I really should just get a nice 12-15 foot long push-pull instead of messing with this paddle that doesn't really do that much for me. So yeah, just rock the motor and the push-pull, and that should be a better setup than what I have right now. But yeah, we're approaching this island, just kind of using the paddle direct us in. Alright, we just landed. Ooh, it looks gnarly in there. I'm gonna have to get my sandals on, get in there. Woo! Alright, let's go check this place out, dude. What? Look at that, rock solid, dirt solid. Nice little camping area. Not bad. It's a nice little sandy patch. You can kind of see some typical beach plants growing because it is sandy. But this is I don't know what type of pine this is. There's several pines and then some deciduous trees as well. Typical coastal plants and obviously mangroves. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome little patch of land here. I have in the past explored down this opposite direction quite a ways, and it's a skinny strip of sand. By skinny I mean like anywhere from 15 to 30 feet wide, and most of it's thickets and thorns and thick brush that requires just scrambling essentially. If you had a machete, you would have a better time with it. There's the boat. Check out our landing. Check out what we just looked at. It's a cool little area. Mangroves, more skinny strip of land. It's very unsettled. I would say down there it gets much more wild and unpleasant, whereas the area you land at is pretty much the nicest area of the island. Pretty broad little field, some open areas to camp at, clearly a little bit of fire action going down. This is the typical landing spot, the trail to the water, and my boat anchored, and then the wild section. Check us out. How cool is that? There's the boat. Anchored up, stable as ever. We just came from this island, and now we're gonna head to this island with the trees. Approaching the island. Look at the deck. So much open space. I love it. What is this funky stuff? I'm just so, like, this is so sweet. The amount of space we have on this rooftopable boat. Like, for the fact that this boat can fit on and in your car and store in your apartment, and the fact that it has this huge deck space, I'm just so happy about it. Finally got ourselves back to the landing zone. The oysters could cut the bins open pretty easily. We're not gonna let that happen. Just landed. There's a bunch of oysters. I think some of the bins are on the oysters. I'm not happy about that. Water splashed into my eye. I'm having a great time. There's a bunch of rubble here, like asphalt. Very interesting. Bricks. So clearly there was some type of dock here. Very interesting. Some more rubble and some clearings. Pretty interesting. Some lumber, some rotten lumber. Some more rubble, some glass. Very interesting. A little fire action, some charred, burnt up trees. Huh. Very interesting. There were some foundations on this island. Different buildings that were here earlier. Lots of washed up lumber. Somebody's stuff. A little campsite area. Some more kind of evidence of camping. Lots of what looks like ocean lumber. Wow. Benches and fireplace. Okay. Interesting. If you're ready for some bushwhacking, there's some things to explore. I'm not sure if I am, but it's cool. Some different areas. Camp, walk around, explore. My boat's kind of sitting on an oyster bed. I'm not happy about it, so I think we're gonna make this visit quite short. Keep it moving. There's like a landing. There's a landing. So we're gonna go over to that landing and then hike around the whole way. It's probably, I don't know, maybe even a half mile. Land there, hike all the way back to that opening there. It's beach, it's beautiful. It'll be a wonderful hike, and I think it'll be nice to kind of get off the water for a second, let the motor take a break, and then maybe, relax for a second, and then work our way back to our launch point, load the car back up, and head out. I don't know, we've got probably 3 or 4 hours of sunlight left, so let's make the most of it. Have a good time. Loving life. Okay, here's our landing spot. I remember this area being crazy shallow, but my motor has not had any issues yet. I can see it. I can see the bottom now. Heck yeah, dude. I can hear waves crashing on the other side of the island, so we'll paddle in, we'll anchor the boat, and we'll go hike around and just check out this area. And then we'll probably, at that point, be out of daylight and need to bang it back to the launch. Get out of here. So let's go have some fun. Holy cow, we made it right before sunset. Once again, the motor totally crapped out. I bit off more than I can chew distance-wise and had to walk this thing in. Had to tow it through the water just by walking. Luckily, it's shallow enough to do that. Yeah, she beasted again. Everything was rock solid, very comfortable. Everything was awesome, except the freaking motor system keeps dying on me. The phone died on me as well. I was about to film an awesome little hike on that island, some awesome surfable waves coming in, and this sweet little like pond on the island. I didn't get to film any of that stuff, unfortunately, because the phone died. Just got back to shore and charged up the phone real fast to take this kind of final video. A little bit bummed out that I wasn't able to capture some of the awesome stuff on that last island that we went to. Wasn't able to capture the long walk with the boat through the water. But we made it right at sunset. I'm tearing down. As you can see, I'm kind of halfway done. And it's been an amazing adventure. The second journey of the DreamBoat is a success, and to many more as we invest in a better engine and motor system. Woo! Loving life. The DreamBoat floats.